Okay, let me start my World Cup prediction. So, Group A, Mexico, South Africa, Korea, and South Korea and Czech Republic. I think Mexico will top, and it's between these two. But I like how Korea is playing, so I'm thinking that. Now let's go to Group B, Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, and Switzerland. Switzerland is this group is tough actually. Like all teams are decent, but Switzerland always plays good in World Cup. So with these three teams, any team can win. You know. So since they are the host nation, I'll go for Canada, and let's go for Qatar. Why not? They have a decent squad. They have like player from all over the world. So now this is a group of that because Haiti is like the I don't know if they're playing first time or like not. I don't know. But Haiti, they are here. Like they are not a good team, but still it's a World Cup. So and Morocco always good. Brazil always. So I think Brazil will top the group. They should top the group. I'll go for Morocco second, Scotland third, and Haiti fourth. Yeah, I'll be surprised if they win any of these, but they could, you know, draw draw few games like a one games and make the table interesting. Like they could draw with Brazil or Morocco or anyone. Now this one, USA is impressing me a lot in this friendly. So and they are the host nation, and I'm supporting USA since I believe in US. So I have to go with US. And another, yeah, Australia this time. You guys are going out. Uruguay are very good team. So and let's go to Group F. Germany. Is it Curacao or Curacao? I don't know how to say this name. Ivory Coast and Ecuador. Yeah, this is a tough one. You know, because Germany they don't have that attacking power. Like they don't have many striker. So I have to go with like I have to go with Germany, but they don't have a manpower, so they might lose one game or like maybe draw. They could draw two game and win one, and that would only make them like a 5 point, and they could finish second. I don't think they're gonna go out of the group this time, but Kai Havertz got that heading accuracy, so he might carry them. So let's with these two, they got good defenders, but I don't know about their attacks. So and these Ivory Coast have a new talent, Jan Dumante, who plays for RB Leipzig, and this guy is gonna carry them if he plays. Like if he's not, I don't know if he's injured or not, but if he's there, and they got a solid squad actually. Like they have decent midfielder and decent backline. So they are like if I have to combine all the team, they will be like top half of the table, if I have to rank all the team. So they are decent. So I have to go with them, and yeah, I'll be surprised if this team win any game. Um, but with these three, anything could happen. And now let's go to Group F. Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Netherlands has always been like a decent team. Like they are like big team in history, but like recently they are like the dark horses. Like they can be really good, they can be really bad, like unpredictable. But this year, like I don't know, they are playing very good this year. Anything I have seen of them, they are playing like as a team, but still like just like Germany, Netherlands have lost, don't have like that firepower, like especially attacking power. Yeah, they have few players, young players, especially in the Eredivisie, but like I don't believe them enough. You know, they could make it to like quarterfinal max, I will say, but I'd be surprised if they go beyond the quarterfinal. And if I have to talk about the Japan, Japan is the team. Japan is always a decent team, and this year also they are playing like a prime Barca. They always play a possession football, and they are very good. So they could. I'm deciding between Japan and Netherlands to finish first or second. And if I have to guess, Sweden and Tunisia, like Tunisia got no chance. Maybe they got chance against Sweden, but no. In my book, they got no chance of coming out of the group. But Sweden is one team that could make this group interesting. Okay, even for the Tunisia, because Sweden sometimes they play good, sometimes they are like very 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 bad. So I'll say like I think Netherlands will finish top, but like I think Netherlands and Japan will finish in the same point, and Sweden came third, and I'm still undecisive with like Netherlands and Japan because they are like they will finish same point I think, and it's just depends on who scored more goal, to finish in the first or second. And but I'll go with like big team at top like always. So Belgium, Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand. So this is like a this Belgium is always a top team, and they had like that golden period where they got everybody like Hazard, Martins, De Bruyne, like prime Lukaku, and they still didn't like went to the final or anything. Like I think they did make it to semi final, but like they were very disappointing. And like I don't know who they got as a new coach. Like they had a top coach also at that time, who is now in I think Portugal, and still they didn't get too far. But this year, I've been watching their few games, and they are impressive. Like with the Doku and everybody, like Doku, Lukaku, bro, they are the team. Like they don't have that defensive like line, but still they are good. And with Egypt and Iran, I'll say like Egypt just because he's such Mohamed Salah like final World Cup, and they could they could win. And I'll go with Iran. Like New Zealand and Iran is like same, they are in the same, and I'll rate Egypt a little bit higher just because of Mormus and uh, Mohamed Salah. So yeah, Egypt got a good attacking forward, like attacking line. So Iran could like finish up top, but like I'll give Egypt. And now let's go with Spain, Group H. Spain, Cape Verde, Uh, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. Look, I don't want to take too much time because Spain is like one of the favorite of to win the World Cup. Yamin Yamal is doing very good. Lamin Yamal is like he is the main guy. So and I like I'm a Madrid fan, but still I like these kids. Like I like his finishing. He just skill through got back and so he always bro. I wish those kind of player in my Real Madrid, man, because our winger are so bad. So yeah, Spain will finish first. Second will be like Cape Verde. I look like they are like the first time qualifying, and I did look few of their games and highlights, and they were impressive. Like they play as a team. So I won't be surprised if they finish second or third. But for now, I have to go with Uruguay. My man Valverde, he have to carry this team. Uruguay always had that like two or three big star player, but this year they don't have that. Like they only have like Valverde as like their main man, and they don't have. They always have that like striker Cavani, Suarez, and even like back in 2010, Diego Forlan, but they don't have that. So I'll have to go with like Uruguay still. I think Valverde will carry them and at least out of the group. So and with between these, anyone could finish third, but I'll give the first timers a chance and say they'll finish third for now. And with the France, Senegal, Iraq, and Norway, this is a group of that. This is the biggest group of that ever because France, 2018 champion and 2022 finalist, they are very good. The best team. They Spain and like if I have to rate any team, I'll rate like currently France one, number one team, Spain two, Portugal three, Argentina fourth, and like England fifth. If I have to rank top five, and other are like a Brazil, Germany, like. But I'm not saying those will make it to the final. I'm just saying like those are the top team going into World Cup this year. And I'll say like France will finish first because I think they will beat Senegal, who are like champion of Africa before they overthrown, but I'll still count them as a champion of Africa because they did play and win, even though they didn't get the trophy at the end. I think so. And Norway, Haaland and Odegaard, they are going crazy. All with all those Viking post and everything, and I'm liking those like posters. So and Haaland, even when Haaland doesn't score, there is like lot of good players who are scoring for Norway. And they got like two of the best like tall striker. I'm not gonna say best, like of course Haaland is the best one, but like the another guy from Atletico Madrid, um, what's his name? I forgot. Those two are carrying. So this is a tough one actually. I don't know who to rate. Okay, let me look at the scenario. Okay, I think France will beat Senegal and Iraq, and they will be at 6 point, and then draw with either one of like France will beat one of those and draw with another, and will be at like 6 7 point, I think. And then if Norway and okay, they will get 3 point. Okay, let me just for now. So they will be last, dead last. Okay, I think you know what? I think France will draw with Norway, win against Senegal, and Senegal will win against Iraq and draw against Norway. So they might finish at 4 point, and they might finish at like 5 or 6 or even 7 point. Yeah, so I'll go with like this. I'm giving Haaland a chance, If Norway wasn't here and if any other team, then I would have guessed Senegal because I have always believed in Senegal in every tournament. Even last World Cup, like I thought they would play good. I don't know if they could. Not World Cup, the uh, African Cup. Yeah, I did support it to them, and they did win, but there was like big scandal. So okay, for now, yeah, I'll guess Norway, but they will also have a good point. So I'll make sure to put them in like third place. And here, this is a easy Argentina, like Argentina, Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. Yeah, Argentina will top this. And between like these three, I think Jordan will finish last, and Algeria and Austria. Austria are playing decent, and I don't know about Algeria, but Algeria in the book they have like better player currently. I'll say that because they have some young players and they have some experienced player. They are not top player, but like they are good. So I'll give Algeria. Like since I already put down the one of the African team down, so I'll give Algeria a little bit of top this time. Now comes Ronaldo team. As a Madrid fan, I want Ronaldo to win, so I might go bias a little bit in this World Cup qualification. I mean World Cup groups bracket challenge. So, but for now, look, Portugal have to finish top. Yeah, I know, and Colombia have to. Like what I think is Portugal and Colombia, they are a very good team. And Colombia are a top team, and Portugal, they are like top three team going into the World Cup. So what I think will happen is Portugal and Colombia will draw and win against those two teams, and it's gonna be a matter of like who is gonna get more goals. And I don't think Colombia will score more than 3 goals in any of these teams. But Portugal in a good day, they can score like 3-1, 4-1. But Colombia, I don't see them scoring like more than I don't see them winning by more than 2 goals. So just because of that, like Portugal have more power. I think they will finish in the same with the same point, but more uh, goal difference. And with this Uzbekistan Asian team, they have a good like decent team with a one or two good midfielder, a few good defender, and I don't know about their attacking. So just because of that, like I mean, they have a decent team and they did fight and came to the World Cup. So it's a tough to get in the World Cup with Asian team. So that's why I'll and DR Congo, like I don't even know their team. I don't know a lot of them. Like I'm sure they are good, but like I know one or two players who plays in like Premier League, but I don't know if they are gonna play or not. I haven't looked at their squad. That's why I have little knowledge about DR Congo, so I'll go last for them. Yeah, and here Group L: England, Croatia, Ghana, and Panama. Ghana has always been a decent team in World Cup or any other tournament, but recently they haven't been good. But still, they are Ghana, and they have lit like a decent team this time. So, but they are playing against England, so I have to go with England and Croatia second, and I'll give Ghana third, and Panama might finish second. I mean third or fourth, but like Panama, you are last. Yeah, Ghana has to be third. Like Panama doesn't have like that team, even though they do win against US sometimes. They are not a good team. I'm sorry, but like yeah, they are not. I'll be surprised if out of any of these teams, Panama makes it to the next round. I'll be surprised. Okay, let's go. Let's select how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, right? Okay. So do I think anyone, you know what? I'll give Czechia one of the third. I think they will do as with the goal differences. So, yeah, I'll pick Senegal as of number one team with the goal differences. And let me see. They might score and they might be in one goal difference. You know what? Let's put Austria, who are in group. Yeah, they have a chance. And I'll go with Scotland because Scotland have a chance to score against even Brazil, Morocco, or Haiti. Scotland is a good team. They always score one or two goals against a big team. So, and let's go. Let's see who have a like weak. Okay, you know what? Uzbekistan. I don't know if they. Yeah, okay, Sweden. Sweden is another one, and I'm thinking Ecuador. Who have Ecuador? You know what? Ecuador. Yeah, Paraguay and Czechia. And since I'm Ghana, okay, yeah, I'll give Ghana a chance. Yeah, both of the Asian and like Cabo Verde will be out, I think, and Iran. Okay, next. Yeah, let's pick knockout also because I'm doing the full, knockout and everything. Who is gonna ultimately win? So against Germany and Paraguay, it's gonna be a nice game if Germany and Paraguay finishes like the way I predicted and play against each other. But for me, I have to go with Germany. Even though they don't have that striker, I think Havertz is gonna do a just fine job. Yeah, and they have like Undab and another like striker. I don't know the name. It started with B or something. Yeah, I think Havertz will like score and he will start. I think and other player will like be a substitute. I think. Mm, I'll be surprised if France loses to Sweden. So I think France will be the winner against them, and Canada and Korea. That's a nice matchup. You know, that's a match I want to be in. That's a nice one because even though both are a small team, They'll play as a team, and it will be a fun to watch. Uh, Wilson and all other carry the Canada. They have Jonathan Davis, Alfonso Davis. You know what? Even though they are the host country and they are playing Houston, so yeah, I have to go with Korea. Canada, round of 16, round of 32. Oh yeah, round of 32 because of 48 teams. Yeah, my bad. I would have loved to take Canada to round of 16, but yeah, they will lose there. And now here, everybody is rating Netherlands high, and Morocco always are dark horse because of what happens with Senegal and everything. All those corruption and all those. I don't know. Like it's not proven as a corruption. I'm not saying corruption, but like we know all those scandal. This time I'm gonna give it to Netherlands. I don't rate Netherlands highly. I do rate Morocco, but hey, this year like it's not going their way. Like they are always in scandal or something. So this time I'm going with Netherlands. I would love to see Morocco in like quarterfinal or round of 16, but if they play against Netherlands, I think Morocco will eventually lose to them. Maybe it will be pen, but like now this is a good matchup. Croatia with the Modric and all those players who are getting older and which might be like their last World Cup, like Brozovic and Colombia. Colombia are a solid team. You know, I have always supported Luka Modric and Croatia. This year, I think I'm doing something different, this year. So I'm going with like a team that's playing very good football. I'm not saying Croatia is not playing good football, but recently they are not it. So I'll go with them. Yeah, I have to. Okay, so Spain and Algeria. Look, like I said, Spain is a favorite team to win, so I have to go with Spain. I'm not gonna take too much time talking. Wait, wasn't they in the same group, or am I like? Okay, I'll look at it later. Yeah, Spain. I'm in Algeria. I'm sorry. Spain has to win. And USA versus Ecuador. Host country versus Ecuador, who are decent. I'm not saying bad. I think both team are in like a similar level in terms of like players on paper. But recently, the way USA is playing, I have to go with USA. It might be biased because this year I'm supporting them, but USA, you have to win. And next game is Belgium versus Czech Republic. I think this is like a easy pick because Belgium are going kind of crazy recently, scoring 5, 4, 3 goals. Yeah, they are not scoring against a big team, but it's still like against Czech Republic. I can see them winning 2-1 or like maybe even 3-1. So I'll go with Belgium. Now Brazil versus Japan. Now this could be upset. Japan could upset Brazil in Newark, New Jersey stadium. Yeah, they could definitely upset them, but since this World Cup and they are Brazil, man, I would love to support Japan, but I think they won't make round of 16. Yeah, I have to go with Brazil. Oh my god, look at this matchup. They are like the oh my god, look, even if I pick one of this. Okay, so with Norway and Ivory Coast, I have to go with Norway. Even though both team are like on par with each other, I think Norway have that trait, attacking trait who can score goals, you know. Just because of that, I have to go with Norway for now. Scotland and Mexico. Hmm. Now that's a matchup. That's a matchup I would like to watch. Scotland has always been that like underrated team who always try to win and they do win. But like I don't see them winning big game, but like small games, they do win most of the time. So but Mexico is in Mexico City. I have to go with them. Yeah. Okay, so next we have England versus Senegal. Okay, I don't rate England as much as everybody do, you know, especially this England, because I don't see them playing as a team. Yes, they have a good players, they have a like great coach, and they have everything, but like I don't see them playing as a team who can score like you know 3 4 goals against like a small team. I don't see that. So for that reason, you know, there has to be at least one upset. You know, so I'll go with Senegal. Yeah, England this year, but they are England, man. You know what? Just because I love Senegals, you know, I'll give you a chance, England. Yeah, England will win against Senegal like 2-1. I'll say Uruguay and Argentina. Okay, that's a nice rivalry. South American team, both are decent. This is a final World Cup of Lionel Messi. They don't got like that strong team like 2022, but they still have a good team. They have like Lautaro Martinez and Alvarez as attacking, you know, and Lionel Messi, of course. Uh, Emi Martinez always. But I don't know about their back line, you know. Otamendi is getting old. And Uruguay, they don't got anyone. So they only have like Valverde and few other decent players. They do play as a team though, but like still, I think Argentina is like way big of a team for them to handle. So I have to go with Argentina. Turkey and Egypt. Turkey are one of my like dark horse to watch. You know, like they are low key very good team with Arda Gular and all those midfielders. I like their passing play. So I'll have to go with Turkey. Mohamed Salah, this will be the end of your World Cup. World Cup journey. So yeah, I have to go with. Oh, look at this. Switzerland versus Austria, neighboring country. Both are like decent, and but like I say, in World Cup, in any other tournament, I have to go with Switzerland every time. Switzerland are that team, who are like who never dies early. That's it. And Portugal versus Ghana. This was the this was the match in last World Cup, no? I don't know if they were in same group or not. Same group or like if it was in round of 16 or what. I do remember watching Portugal versus Ghana match last World Cup or like in one of the tournament. I don't know when was it. I was at like my friend's house and I went there to my friend's house and was there. So I do remember that. I don't know which World Cup was this. If it was the last one or like 2018, I forgot. But I do remember. And that was a nice matchup between the. But hey, Portugal top three team. I have to go with them. Now let's go with. Oh my god, Germany versus France. I forgot I had to come back to this. Look, as big of a team the France are, they are. I don't know, man. Like they are good, but will they play as a team? I mean, probably they will, right? But recently, like all their friendly matches, I'm not impressed with them. And same goes with Germany. You know, Germany like they went out of the group in like 2018 and also 2022. I think World Cup hasn't been like a great. They haven't made it to round of 16 in like a two World Cup. I think so. Okay, I might be wrong, but I don't know. I think it is like they did went out. No, at least they did went out like early. So for now, like any team could win here. It's like a 1-0 or 2-1 score line. I don't see any team win by like 2 or 3 goals. So, but for now, I have to go with France, Germany. I used to support Germany when there was like not so. I don't mean like a support as like support, but like I used to kind of always whoever they face, I used to be that person who like picks Germany to go through against any other team. When there was like Ozil was playing, I supported Germany, and Tony Cruz era, I supported Germany. But now, like Kadira, now I have to go with like France. Round of 16 for Germany is a disappointing. Round of 16 exit is very disappointing. But if they play against France, then I don't see them going like further. And for Korea, you know what? I've been saying like there is always a one dark dark horse in football, and this time I'll give that to South Korea. Hear me out. Netherlands, I don't rate them. No matter what anybody says, they are not top team this year. They were not top team last World Cup. Even in 2022, they did knocked out. Um, I mean 2018, they did knocked out Spain from the group in 2018. I think not group from the round of 16 or what? When was that? Was it 2020? No, it was 2018. Van Persie heading, but ever since Van Persie, Robin, and even Snyder back in the days, like Depay and Depay and all those like you know overrated player, they are not gonna they weren't carrying them and they are not gonna carry this time. I don't even know if Depay is there in like this year. I hope that he is not because he's way too overrated. But they got a decent backline, so they might have a chance. But this year, I think this will be a surprise for a lot of them. But I won't be surprised if South Korea knocks Netherlands out. And Colombia, like I always say, Colombia plays like a Spain, how Spain used to play back in the day. And Colombia are a decent team, but this year Spain is Spain. So I have to go with Spain. Yeah, I want to talk a lot about both team, but like I don't think there is a much to talk because if Colombia plays against or even any team plays against Spain, like Spain is gonna roll over them, like easily, like easy like 2-1 or even 3-1 or like 2-0 win for Spain. I'll be surprised if Spain and Colombia win, like play against each other, and Colombia win, bro. That's gonna be a biggest upset of 2026. And USA versus Belgium. Look, I don't rate Belgium, but recently their forms are in top. And recently USA versus Belgium was a game where I think Belgium won by like 5-3 or 5-2, something like that. Crazy scoreline. And I think yeah, USA if USA play against Belgium, I don't think USA got a chance. But since they are the team I am supporting and they are the host nation, and I'll give them a chance because it might not be a Belgium they play in round of 16. It could be a different team, and if it is not Belgium, then they will win against that team. But Belgium, I think Belgium will win. But for now, I'll give USA as a dark horse that knocks out like whoever is in round of 16. I expect US to at least get to the quarterfinal as a host nation because no matter what everybody says, USA have the best team in their history. Like history means like after all those like 2010s, after 2010 they have the best team that's ever going to the World Cup. So I'm not talking about the like 90s team which were good. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the in the 2010s era and 2020s. This USA team is the best one that's going to the World Cup. So I have to support them to get at least quarterfinal. And Brazil versus Norway. Bro, Norway is not getting any easier games, like even in the group they were playing France, Senegal, and in the round 32 they are playing Ivory Coast, and now Brazil. Oh my god! Look, Brazil have they just played today, and they were playing like decent against Egypt. I'm recording this on July. I mean June 5th. So the match just happened, and I'm recording like right after that. So they weren't that impressive, if I have to be honest. Like Vini was running like how Vini was doing what he does in Madrid. He was running and all, eventually losing the ball and what surprised me is like even Rafinha was running the left hand side most of the time. It's like a Real Madrid like Mbappe and Vini. It's like Mbappe and Vini in Madrid. It's like in Brazil there's Rafinha and Vini. So because of that, I don't see them going too far. You know, but it's still, I think Norway coming to round of 16 is a huge achievement for them. And I hope they would get to quarterfinal. But like, hey, if they play against Brazil, I have to go with Brazil. Brazil is like, it's due for them. It's been a way too long since Brazil made it to like even semi-final or even quarterfinal. I think like that 2014 7-1 to Germany was heartbreaking, and ever since they haven't recovered. And I think this year they got a chance because they got the Don Carlos in the managing. So he is a tournament coach. He is the coach you need if you want to win tournament. So I have to trust in him, and he have a good serve like Hendrik. Hendrik even today he just came in and scored that. So I have to edge slightly against Norway. I have to go with, because in today match even the Gabriel wasn't playing. Gabriel, one of the best center back this year. If we have to look at his achievement, he's like one of the best, if not the best, center back this year, and he didn't play today, and only because of Marquinhos' mistake, Egypt scored today. So that's why, like, I think when Brazil have a full team, they should be able to win against Norway, and this will be a good team. Like I was hoping for them to play a full team, but yeah, I understand like a lot of like PSG and Arsenal player aren't playing their national games like this weekend because of their like Champions League finals last month, like last week. So okay, Mexico versus England. England are a good team. Like I say, I don't rate them. Uh, I was gonna throw them out in against Senegal, but like they got like big players. One player can make a huge difference. But Mexico, this is not the same Mexico with the Chicharito. He was a good player, and I don't know who is Mexico striker, but they got a decent team. I have seen highlights. They have some, I think, two young young players who are very good. I don't know if they get chance to play or not. But against Mexico and England, I have to go with England. Yeah, like Mexico is going out. Look, I did pick one of the host nation to go to quarterfinals, so I think one of them will eventually make it to quarterfinal, either Mexico or USA, and I choose USA to make it to the quarterfinal because I believe USA is better than Mexico currently. So Argentina versus Turkey are the Gular team versus Messi, and uh, Ronaldo and Messi team in the same day. Damn, that's gonna be crazy. Okay, so I have to go with Argentina. Okay, because as good of a team Turkey is, they don't have that power to overthrow Argentina. Yes, Argentina is not the same Argentina from like 4 years ago with the Di Maria in the wings. Di Maria was the main man. He was the and Messi, Lionel Messi, even though he's playing phenomenal at MLS and for their country, he's getting old, and he would want to do You would want to do a good job with Argentina as his final World Cup appearance, but like I think Argentina will win against Turkey, and Switzerland versus Portugal. Look, this has to be Portugal. I wanted okay. Let's start with Portugal versus Argentina. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about Switzerland versus Portugal because Switzerland is not the same Switzerland that used to be, who is like relentless and everything. Granit Xhaka, Shikiri. Now they also have like gotten old. So I have to go with Portugal, top top three team in the World Cup. Now let's go with Argentina versus Portugal. Okay, around quarterfinal. So for the quarterfinal, I don't know. I think if Portugal and Argentina finishes first in their group, they will eventually come up in quarter or semi-final. That's the like either quarterfinal or semi-final. They will eventually meet. I know. I think that's the how scripted. So and if they were to meet, I want them to meet in like either semi-final or final. I don't want them in quarterfinal. But with that being said, I think quarterfinal is the likely they will meet each other if both team are performing very well. Then they would finish top of their group and eventually meet in the quarterfinal. And as a Ronaldo fan, I have to go with Portugal. This might be bias, but in paper and in if you look at it, the Portugal is the best team out of those two. And Messi, yes, he is the good Messi. Like I said, even though I am Ronaldo fan, I have to acknowledge Messi's achievement. And even if Ronaldo wins this World Cup, he's not automatically gonna be a god of the football. I have never seen Ronaldo as like the goat or anything like that. He's my goat. I'm not saying as a footballer like everybody's. Ronaldo has inspired me throughout my life, and ever since I started watching like league games, I have always watched Ronaldo over anybody, and I think he deserved that at least semi-final run. And since Argentina and Messi already won the World Cup, they are not gonna be that ruthless. And yes, they will be, but like I think there is more in the line for Portugal, and they have to win. Like if they make it to quarterfinal, they have to win their quarterfinal. No matter who they are playing, either they have to get out of the round of 16, round of 32, or even a group. If you are gonna play bad, but if you are gonna make it to quarterfinal, you have to be at the semi-final, and I'm picking Portugal to be one of the semi-finalists. Hate me if you guys were like, that's my, you know. And let's go with Brazil versus England. Brazil versus England. This crazy, man. Brazil, look, like I said, both team, I don't rate them as highly as everybody else. But with the Don Carlos and Vini, and especially Endrick and Igor Thiago, yes, João Pedro wasn't there. So I think if João Pedro was there instead of like some wingers or someone, I wanted Endrick to be there, and I wanted João Pedro to be there, but he wasn't there. Because of João Pedro isn't there, I have to go with England. And I still don't rate England. And one thing is that like England have picked like some of the worst defensive line. You know, yes, they are playing good this season. Doesn't mean they deserve to be in that squad. You know, so let me pull off England squad. Actually, I'm very like sad about the England team. Actually, just a second. England. Where is England? Look, England, right? If I have to go to the squad, they pick Pickford, Henderson, and James Stafford. That's perfect. Okay, they have those are the three best goalkeeper they got, and they have in defender they have Konsa, O'Reilly, John Stone, Mark Guahi, Valentino Timber, Livramento, Daniel Burns, Rhys James, Jet Spence, and Kwanzaa. Okay, the problem is in this defense. Okay, so I think Kwanzaa has to be there. I believe that. And Nick O'Reilly, yes. John Stone, you can argue because he hasn't played a lot of matches this year. And if a manager is looking at like forms and everything, then he could argue with him that like, hey, John Stone is not the best, you know. But Mark Guehi, he is very good. Livramento, yes. And then there is like Daniel Burns. This is not 2 years ago, you know. If it was like 2 years ago, then I'll say Daniel Burns, he have to be there. But this year, no, he is not good enough. Okay, I don't know why he picked Daniel Burns. I think instead of Daniel Burns, that it has to be Harry Maguire, who has been phenomenal. You know, I always troll Harry Maguire like back in 2022, 2023, but even 2024, you know, but ever like 2025 and now 2026, he has been one of the, no, I'm not gonna say best, but like in terms of like his age and everything, he's one of the best veteran player. I'll say like he had to be there, you know, but they didn't put him. Like I don't know why. I don't even like United, like Man United at as much, you know, the players. I really like Bruno and all. I don't like Harry Maguire, but still like this year he had to be there, but he wasn't. So because like instead of Dan Brown, I think if he had picked Maguire, it would have been perfect. And there is another name, okay, at least two name, like Jed Spence. Yes, Rhys James, he had to be there, okay. And let's go to Jed Spence. Look, J.D. Spence can play right back and left back. That doesn't mean you pick him for World Cup, okay? Because you already have Rich James as a right back. You already have Nico O'Reilly as a right back. Or no, Nico O'Reilly is left back, right? Yeah. So you already have Livramento who can play both, okay? Instead of J.D. Spence, Livramento can play both. He has had played before, I know. Yes, he had like big injury and he stopped playing in top level, but he was one of the best talent out of England, like one of the years. So Livramento has to be there. And if you already pick Livramento, why are you picking JD Spence? You know, instead you should have picked uh Trent Alexander Arnold. You know who is he? He can be your like attacking threat. He may not be best, but I think this Rhys James and Trent had to be your right back, not Jed Spence. And another thing, and for your left back, Nico Riley, and Livramento. And Livramento can cover both, right? And there is another name. And if you really wanted that left back, then you should have gone with Luis Hall. He is the best. Instead of Jadal Kwanzaa, you should have gone with Luis Hall. But hey, that's all I wanted. Those three players and these three players, there's like a levels below them. These players are. Because of that, I'm picking Portugal to win. Look, they are my finalist. You know, and this side is done. Like I'm not even arguing. Like yes, I was picking semi-finalist, but with all this rant, I'll straight up put Portugal to the final and move on. Let's go to quarterfinal of this France versus Korea. Look, on this video has been very long, so I'll go quickly now. France has to win. I have carried South Korea to all the way to quarterfinal. Now they have to sit down. And let's go to Spain. Spain versus USA. Like I said, USA are phenomenal team, and Spain are one of the top team going to the World Cup. So with that, I already carried USA to the quarterfinal, and quarterfinal is the best I think they can get. And I'm not saying best they can get. Like quarterfinal is the at least they should get, and best they could get. I, I I will be disappointed if they not make it to round of 16 or a quarterfinal. So that's why I'll go with Spain to make it to semi-final. Now this is a big team. Okay. So France versus Spain. Look, France one of the best team. Spain one of the second best team. Playing in semi-final. That is what World Cup is made for. And if I have to close my eye and pick one of those, look, Mbappe, even though I like you, even though you have kind of ruined my Real Madrid, I still want to go with you, but Yamin Lamal has got this. Spain got this final. Spain have to be in the final if they play against France. And for the final in the New Jersey Stadium in July 19th, Sunday, it's drum roll, please. Look, guys, it's not easy to pick, okay? But I think you guys can see where I'm going with this. Ronaldo has to win the World Cup. Ronaldo have to win World Cup. And only reason I'm picking Portugal over Spain is Spain and Portugal have played in the final before in National League final. No, Nation League, yeah, Nation League final, and Portugal have won. That's I think 1 or 2 years ago. I don't remember. I think 2 years ago. And another thing is Spain have good winger as in Yamin Lamar and Nico William, and also Ujia Orajabal, the Real Society winger slash striker, the guy. But they don't got that killer striker. If they had like in the past David Villa, even Diego, uh, Atletico Madrid striker, Atletico Chelsea. Even if they got Morata, I would have given them little bit chance. But instead, they got Ferran Torres. Don't go with the stat, okay? Ferran Torres is nowhere near Diego Costa. Like Ferran Torres have a goal, yes, this season he have a lot of goal, but even Barca fan will tell you he is not a big game player. Like he is the Higuain of Spain. Mark my word, he is the Higuain of Spain who will eventually cost them a trophy if they play him in striker. So with that being said, I'll go with Portugal to win the World Cup 2026 final. Let's go, Portugal. So, like I said, I'm supporting Portugal and USA because I live in US now. So, I have to support US. And as my winner, I'll pick Portugal. And I already told you guys who I root for, all the other teams. Like like I wanna see good game from like Japan, Senegals, and all those like Turkey, all these teams. But Portugal have to win the World Cup or at least make it to semi-final. Now I'm gonna save this and we will come back after the World Cup to see if I'm right or wrong. Thank you guys for watching and please like, subscribe, and leave a comment who you think is gonna win and have I been like little bit biased towards my teams? Uh, I don't know, man. Like I think these are solid team, like solid prediction. Let me know what you guys think.